Look at me. I'm all by myself here. Uh, Barbie Chick, she's a little sick. She's a little under the weather. She's not going to be able to make it today. So I am here. But don't worry, this show will go on. We have an awesome show today. We got one of the best conjunto bands out there that's going to be joining us today. I want to just take a little bit of time just to remind each and every one of y'all that if you were in West Texas, I want to remind you that we do have the Lone Star Ladies Tour with Ginny B and Joanna Ray that's going to be happening this Saturday, January 25th. Uh, it opens at 7 p.m. The doors opens at 7 p.m. It's $20 for the tickets. Go ahead. My number is down there so that if you want some more information, and you can also go to the website and get some more information there. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and run the intro so that we can get our guy on the show. It goes like this. What's up, brother man?
What's up? I like that intro, man. Dude, that
Hey
was
man,
good, bro. I really
I
enjoyed
pull out all the
that.
stops, brother. Anthony, it's just one of those things that I do, bro.
Oh, man, dude,
Because
congratulations.
I,
Hey, and thanks, man. I
it's
appreciate
not.
that.
I'm just not an old dude, man. I'm bona fide. I could still do the internet thing.
That's good. That's
no,
good.
but no, I mean, you gotta. We were talking before the show. I'm still from the old school. I have the. I when I first started, we had the cartridges, the little 8-track takes to run our commercials with, and we still had all the old stuff. And today it's so modernized. Everything the way it happens now, it's a totally different thing. But with change comes good things and bad things. But still good things and bad things. Real quick, let me chime in real quick. Borrado Lopez from Houston, Texas. What's up, my brother NDO? Hey, how you doing, B? B's a DJ there in Houston, Texas. He helps me out a ton. He's an integral part of the on the of the Cubo Radio Network. He plays music out that club. He's got the finger on the pulse of what's going on over there. Gavino as well. Hey, he says, "How you doing, amigo?" I'm doing fine, bro. Thank you so very much. And then also our good buddies over there, DFW. It's the Hano time. Shout out from DFW. How are you doing, brother? So how have you been, bro? How was your New Year's, by the way?
Well, these days I don't get too crazy. I just kind of stay home if I don't got a gig. And this year, we didn't really gig on New Year's. As we get older, I remember back in the day, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, those are the prime days to perform. Now we kind of just say, you know what, we're gonna keep those down. I kind of just kick back, and the guys are the same way. We're older. There's no need to be out there getting in
Yeah,
trouble. That's the only thing that comes out of that. When you start having too good of a time, all of a sudden, whoa,
yeah.
you know where that is. You've been there, done that.
No,
Come on.
I'm serious. Well, when COVID hit and they shut everything down, that was the first time for me in 27 years that I had not done New Year's Eve or a Christmas show. I mean, I'm serious. I had worked every holiday for 27 years straight up until that time.
Wow.
And that was the first time. And then since then, they were like, "Hey, man, could you help us out here?" And I'm like, "Nah, I like my time off. I,
Get used to it.
give it to the young ones." I was talking to David Lee Garza, and David gave me kind of a similar thing. He was going to Arizona, and he's like, I had to sit there and think, man, is it worth it for me to drive 8 hours to go perform for 3 hours and then drive 8 hours back? Because he had gotten all that time sitting at home and he really got comfortable, you know.
Of
But it's
course.
the artists. I mean, it's the fans that keep the music artist out there. It's the fans that keep us coming back, And when I introduced you, I said, you're one of the best conjunto bands out there. I firmly believe that your music is excellent. You know what? Uh,
Thank
uh,
you.
uh, Besitos Bonitos, your current single, it is just it's a great song. I really love it. We heard a little bit of the music. We were going to play a lot of them, but just for those people who aren't familiar with you, Anthony, give us a little bit of background on where you come from, because Potento's been around for a while.
Yes, we're originally my brother and I from Carn City, and if you haven't heard the story, many years ago, back in the mid '90s, say '94, '95, or somewhere around there, we won a conjunto competition, and the first place would win a recording contract with Freddie. We won the competition. We That's how we got hooked up with Freddie. We recorded a couple of CDs. Next thing you know, Linda Morenita comes around, and it's like, oh wow, man, it's a ride. Just an unbelievable ride. And we rode it out, and before you know it, it was over because we weren't. That's the thing with being young and not having much direction, or you don't have artist directors that can direct your career. And then, well, we're kind of spoiled, and we were a couple of hotheads, young guys who think you know it all. I think I've
Yeah,
heard
I
that a
was.
time or two.
Yeah.
Anybody in their 20s, and you know it all, you know what I mean? And you don't need anybody to tell you how to do it. And before you know it, the ride is over, and there was a lot of things that led to it. Families, having children. Just we didn't want to make that sacrifice at that time. I know. That's why I tell everybody, the artists who make a career of this, 20, 30 years, what they sacrifice personally, their families, the holidays, all that. It's a huge sacrifice that they make to, like you said earlier, to for the
Yeah,
public, for their public. You know what I mean? And at that time, that was not something that we wanted to do any further. You know what I mean? We had already done it for some years, and then we were off for a while. Yeah, for 15, 16 years, and all of a sudden, you know what? Well, the families grew up,
got
and
more time,
well,
and
we get guys. Yeah, all of a sudden, you remember saying we got more time. Well, let's see. Well, what can we do? We've been performing here and there for a few years now, but like I've heard a lot of the artists who have coming back, like a Jennifer Pena, Elsa Garcia. You take so much time off, and you're thinking, man, can you do this? Can I do this? You love to perform because we're artists. That's what we love to do. But you go so many years, and you're like, man, can I still do this? It's scary. It
yeah,
really is. It took us years before we could say, barely right now. I got the guys, you hear Besos Bonitos. I mean, we recorded some tracks the past couple of years, but this one just seems, because everything just clicked. The band is there. There's a lot of, everything is positive vibes. You know what I mean? And that's what it takes. Everybody collectively on the same page, saying, you know what, let's do this. Let's put our music out there, and let's try to do some good shows and promote this and see what people think. And I think people are going to be really happy with the song and the
yeah,
video.
and I'm sure they will, because it's a great song. I always liked it, and when Gavino, he's like, "Hey, have you interviewed these guys before?" And I was like, "No, dude, let's make them a priority here. Let's put them on there." And
Thank you.
so that's why we got you on when we did. I'm usually booked. Like right now, I'm booked till May, I think. You know, so I'm there's I get a lot of requests and stuff like that, but I can shift things around, for certain artists and stuff.
'Cause
Yeah.
you're the man. That's why. And I appreciate it, brother.
Don't,
Thank you,
don't
man. I
listen to
appreciate
Alice Nino.
it.
By the
Listen,
way, Alize Nino. By the way, I like your song, sweetheart. You need to give me give
Ali,
me give me
Alize,
give me a call or a DM so that we can set up an interview with you, sweetheart. She said hi, Indio, and hey, Anthony, how you doing? Yeah,
I keep up with her
yeah,
too. Yeah, she's
yeah,
a good
she's
singer. She's a
a
real good
beautiful
singer.
woman with a great voice, an amazing voice.
She has.
So,
Hmm.
this, when I was doing my research, because it's hard for me to know a lot of. I mean, I've been in this business a long time, but I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything. But I do know a lot of people and stuff like that, and so I was doing my research, and trying to find y'all guys. Y'all guys have had a good career. You've got some longevity in you, and I always say that's how you know what a good band or a good DJ is: length. being able to do it for a long time. Y'all guys left and come back, and you're still able to do it. And the fact that y'all guys are you got some great music. It's well structured. It's not too much. It's not too you know
Well, I'm gonna say this, as far as on that. You know, one of the things that I tell the guys on this when we came back, when we decided let's play. I remember when, like I said, we referenced earlier when everything blew up, man. Also, I mean, we performed before uh, Linda Morenita blew up in '96. I mean, we had been performing since 91,
mhm.
92 ish. You know, I mean, of course, I mean, you're so bien verde, green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're just picking up experience here and there wherever you can, right? And so you're talking about, we did a what, 7 or 8 year stretch, and me in our young teens, in our early 20s, and I mean, gigging and gigging and gigging. It got to the point where I didn't want to get up and play anymore. Or I'd get up. I'm serious. I'd get up there and I'd say, I mean, everybody's looking at their watch, and I know some people don't wear watches anymore. Everybody's got a
Yeah.
phone, but still, in those days, we did wear a watch. We get up there, man. We've been playing. How long we been playing? Oh man, we still got an hour and 40 minutes, because in those days you did
2 hour
2 hour
sets.
sets
Yeah.
and then 30 minute break and an hour and a half set. So after we're in the first set, boom, 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 15, 20 minutes. Oh man, we still have an hour and 40, because we just wanted to
Yeah.
get off. I mean, because it was just rough, it was work. And that's what I told the guys this time. I said, man, the moment I feel this is work, I'm hanging it up for
Oh
good.
yeah.
That's why we don't perform every week. People say, "Well, y'all don't perform on time." That's not what I want. If you watch go to our YouTube channel, Potente, and look it up. After every gig, I post a couple of videos. If you look at it, that band is very energetic. The guys love to perform together. That comes from because we don't do it every day or every
Mhm.
weekend. If we performed every weekend, I guarantee you, in 7 or 8 weeks, the videos won't look like that. The raw energy that you see that the guys performing with, because when we do perform, we're there because we love it. And that's what I think, a lot of bands are missing. And but it's their life. What do you do? It's like work. You go to work. Are you as excited to go to work 30 years in as you were your first
Yeah.
week at work? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why I don't want it to become
Yeah,
work.
I mean, it's better for it to be something that you do as opposed to something that you have to do, and that's one
Yes,
of the
yes.
things. Real quick, let me catch up real quick. Hey, Adan Garcia says, "Hey, I'm watching this Potente. It's great."
Up,
Yeah.
Adam.
Then we have yeah, B shares, "Hey, Indio, I call Alize sweetness because she's so sweet." Yeah. Alize say, "Thank you so much. You guys are awesome too. I love your music. And yes, we'll be in touch with you very soon. Thank you so very much." Hilda Pena, hello, good evening, everybody. Hey, how you doing,
Up,
Hilda?
Hilda.
And Michelle Ann, she says, "Hello, everyone, Potento."
Hi,
Hey, Michelle
Michelle.
and Hilda, they have a show that's here on Cuba Radio. They did a show yesterday,
Yes.
and I think they're going to have another show coming up Tuesday. It's called Dos Mujeres Quieren Saber, and it's an awesome show. They have a different perspective, which is what we want. We don't want everybody doing the same thing, and they really bring a different perspective to the show, which I truly appreciate because it helps us learn more from the artist. Because some of these interviews, as you know, you remember back in the day, you would walk in, you drive 2 hours to get to this radio station. You walk in, get into the booth, they talk for you 5 minutes, play your song, and then, "Hey, thank you very much, but we'll see you later." And you're like, "Damn, dude, 2 hours, bro."
That's funny that you say that, because I've done some of these
Mhm.
interviews like this, like more of a podcast type of thing. That is one of the things that I enjoy about the modern days, the podcast version versus what you just finished describing. And these are corporate radio stations. They have an agenda, and they got to get in, boom, because listeners, they're losing
Right.
listeners if the audience isn't into that particular artist or that group. You're sending them somewhere else. So you got to hit in and get out. Whereas on a podcast, it's a whole different platform. So you can take your time, get an in-depth interview. You know what I mean? And it's just different. And I do like that. The 40 minutes, an hour, podcast versus 10 minutes, 5 minutes of an interview on a radio. But you know what? Promotion is promotion. I'll take it however I can get
Yeah,
it.
and for me, the whole purpose is hopefully the people get to know you, get to talk to you, and they'll be more apt at requesting your music because then they'll find out, hey, he wrote this song about his wife, or this song is about this, and then they can use it, and then they can dedicate it to somebody else and all this other stuff. So it works out for me. It does. So that's why I truly like it. Also, how are you doing? Also, Rodriguez just joined us. Thank you so very much from Lubbock, Texas. You know, that's my old stomping grounds there. We have Juan Vela. Saludos desde Zapata. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you so very much for joining us. Johnny Rodriguez from Saludos desde Victoria, Texas.
That's my drummer, Johnny. Thank you for
Mhm.
watching, Johnny. I know and he wants to see if I'm gonna give him props. I give my boy props all the time. My brother, hey, Johnny is my ride or die, man. I talk with this guy at least 4 times a week. You know what I mean? We've had a rocky road up and down through our
Mhm.
career. He's been a drummer of ours, and then things happen, and but I'm glad that he's back with us, and the bond that myself, my brother, and Johnny have, and then with the new guys, Danielle and Izzy, I mean, the chemistry is phenomenal. We perform for each other, and what do you call it? That's why I mean, it's all about unity, and I think that that's one of the things that's one of the things we preach. That I think it's one of the things that have been lost in today's one, that all you have is just a bunch of guys that want to make
Right.
money, and I understand you spend so much time though. That's what a lot of the fans don't realize, the time that we as musicians and artists spend learning in our
Mhm.
craft. You know what I mean? So you want to get paid for it. But I remember the time. Well, here we go. I'm going backwards. I remember a time when a band was a band. You know what I mean, dude? You had like an Albert Zamora back in the day when they first started. Man, dude, that band was so tight. As not just on stage. Those guys, when you would see them, Jaime Los Chamacos, when Juan was still there, there was a long stretch when those guys were like this. And of course, like you said, business is business and stuff happens. But today, you don't necessarily see that. It's a front man and basically a bunch of guys just plugging them in every weekend. You know what I mean? And well, this guy, you want to keep him. He's a great musician, but man, somebody offered him more money. And
That's
like,
always that's always the tough
it's
part right
business.
there, is just getting a band,
Yes, it's
somebody to
business.
believe in what it is that you're doing. And once you got them,
It's
you
hard.
treat them right, so that way you can have them there, and that's a good thing. Daniel Sanchez says,
Yes.
"Saludos desde Transylvania." How are you doing, Daniel?
Hey, that's my bass player right there. What's up, Daniel? Hey, he's the one who does the videos, man. Anybody in South Texas looking for videos, man? Daniel and Denise, Meches Music,
There
they're
you go,
great.
D.
We're glad that they're a part of Potente, and they help us out so much. And he's playing bass with us, man. Since he's got in the band, everything is just kind of just poof, come together because he believes in the band, and that's what you need. You need 4 or 5, 6 guys believing in that band and just music and nothing else but the music. Forget the politics, forget what you don't control. What we control is our energy and what we're going to play and how we're going to play. And
Yeah,
that's it. And leave everything
I
else.
was with a band, way back when, and I remember we were doing. It was a wedding reception, and the couple, I believe it was the groom or maybe it was the bride, I don't know, but they were Jehovah Witness, and I'm not shitting on anybody's religion. You believe what you want to believe, that's fine. But
Yeah, no, no.
they didn't smoke or drink, or they gave us a list of songs. I mean, a list of things we couldn't say in the songs, which was really tough.
Wow.
But here's the deal: they didn't drink. So can you imagine? We're doing our show, and it started at 9 o'clock. And back in the day, you're doing 4 hours, and then it's freaking 9 o'clock. And then after every song, they were like, "That's very nice. That's very man." But that was so hard. It wasn't until like excuse me, at like 11 o'clock or so, where all those guys that had their beer in the truck, they were going outside to go drink, and then they would come back inside until they wanted to dance. They started dancing. People danced the last hour, but the whole 3 hours, it was so hard to get, because there was no energy coming from the crowd. They were just sitting there just watching us, and you're like, oh man, I hope they like this song.
No, and that's funny. I say this all the time. Before I went on saludos to Martina Nanis. Yes, I remember Potty and Jimmy. Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in. My mom, she's out there. Serious
Serious
Tejano, thank
Tejano,
you
thank you
for
so very much.
saludos.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Arturo, hey, muchísimas gracias por sintonizar el programa. Saludos para toda la raza de Monterrey, de Nuevo León. Ojalá que muy pronto estaremos ahí con ustedes en vivo en unos escenarios muy cerca de ustedes. And like I was saying, it's those are the gigs that are the most difficult. What you're referring to there, because I say this all the time. Any band can get up when it's jam
Mhm.
packed and there's energy buzzing to that place, and the first song you hit, boom. Every band can play with energy, but when you go out there and what you're describing, they're just staring at you.
Yeah.
Okay, finish the song. Like, whoa, what do we play next, boy?
Yeah.
That's kind of rough. Hey, there ain't no claps.
Yeah.
Ain't no, well, do these people like us? This happens to us quite
Mm.
often, for whatever reason. But we gauge it like this. Daniel and I always talk about this because I help him out with Pecado. Pecado is a group. I don't
Oh,
know if you
yeah,
ever heard
yeah,
Grupo
they're a
Pecado. Their
great band.
music,
Yeah, I like
yes,
them,
it's
yeah.
very different. I play the bajo with them and sing the segunda voz. Well, they're very different. We come out dressed like
Yeah, yeah,
gothic and stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then all of a sudden, people looking at it like they ain't really dancing. Well, Potente is very similar. We come out with a ridiculous look and energy, but the people are just watching. They're not dancing, but they're not leaving. That's a
yeah,
good thing. If they're sitting there watching, it's as good as if they're dancing, because now if you're watching them just get up and walk out the door, now you know, well, I think we better. This is the last time we're gonna play
yeah,
here. You know
yeah,
what
you
I
could you
mean?
could pretty
But if the people are
you
there,
can
we're
pretty
good.
much gauge yourself when you're there. You're like, "Oh, man, what did we do? What did
Yeah,
we do?"
this is gonna be a long night.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Rick,
You've been there,
right.
I know
Rick
it.
Valderrama, how are you doing, my brother? Yeah, great. Thank you very much for being here. Felipe Leo, he's another Felipe. He's got a great, he does photography and video and everything else. And so he's also another one that you want to go and check out. Thank you very much. Serious Tejano says, Salud the Lord. Hey, brother. Thank you so very much for being here, man. I appreciate you, bro. Serious Tejanos, they just recently started and they're doing great things. So if you want to listen to down, they actually do their interviews sometimes in the afternoons, which is really really cool. Yeah,
I did a interview with them
yeah.
last week. That's why
There,
I did. I had a great
yeah,
interview with
with Kelly
Kelly.
D, I love her to death, man. She's such a sweetheart, la comadre. And
Yes,
I'm actually the person that did her intro. I created her intro. So
awesome.
yeah, and for me, I don't have competitors. I have cohorts. I don't I mean, there's too much to go around. We should be helping each
That's
other.
right.
And, I don't have, you know, for me, it doesn't make sense to, because you remember back in the day, if you're opening up for La Mafia, you get up there on stage and you're playing and you're like, man, it sounds really, it doesn't sound as loud as it did during sound check. And then they get on stage and they're like blowing people's heads
Some
off.
places, the place is about to
Right.
fall
Yeah.
down. Hey, it's kind of like that's just the way it's always been. I mean, since we started, I mean, still right now it baffles me when I get that. But it's okay. I mean, I do understand. Like, I don't necessarily mind the lights, the shows, because I mean they have their light show. You know what I mean? The
Mhm.
headliner, and I understand that. But I mean, sometimes the discrepancy in the decibel level of the opening group, it's embarrassing. Now the light show should be
Right.
plenty, because a lot of times when we open up, it's just a certain light and sitting there, and then they'll click there and they'll hold, and then the main attraction goes up, which it's their light show. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I've went and saw Rascal Flats. I mean, and all the opening bands, and these are some bands that they're playing with them, but they're playing with their production, and they're doing some good stuff with them. But when Rascal Flats gets up there, boy, at the house, that I understand that the light show, but the decibel level, I mean, I understand, a little bit here,
Yeah.
a little bit lower, but I'm talking, it's noticeable
Yeah,
to
everybody
everybody.
notices. And for me, it was like, don't turn down the sound, turn down those lights because those Par 64s were so freaking hot, man. You could cook eggs on those damn things, man.
Oh my goodness! Thank the
I
Lord we
know,
don't have
right?
those
Yeah,
anymore. I was
they,
about to have a
I
stroke on
love
the
the
stage.
LEDs, brother. I love the LEDs, and I have par
No,
cans that are
I'm telling you.
LEDs as well. So it's pretty,
Yes,
it's
of
one of those
course.
things. Vicky V, how are you doing? Thanks very much, Vicky V. Victorious Promotions in the house. Thank you so very much for being here, sweetheart. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a listen to Besitos Bonitos because like I said, I've been saying how awesome that song is. I really enjoy the song. I got the music video as well. It didn't really y'all had released it just recently. It wasn't uh, uh yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I
Yeah, a
yeah,
couple of
when
days
I
ago.
set up
Yeah.
the the
I
show.
know you
I
hadn't
hadn't had
had
it
it yet.
yet, and I was like, uh, um, but I get so much feed through my emails. I mean, I'm getting like 10 songs a day and 100 emails a
I hear
day.
you.
It's a lot, but I did get that one. I was like, "What is this?" And so I checked it out. I was like, "Oh wow, I'm going to interview these guys. Let me go ahead and tap into that." But anyway,
Awesome.
hey, Cubo Papucci from Cuba. How are you doing, brother? Thanks very much for being here.
So
So here
Papuchi.
is Besitos Bonitos from Potente. Take a listen, enjoy kickback, or better yet, get up and dance, man, because it's an awesome song. It goes
Get
like,
up and
there you go.
dance.
It goes like this.
Si no te hubiera dado un beso, jamás sabrías de mi amor. Pero hoy que ya te he besado, ahora comprendes que no vives sin mi amor. Y siento orgullo que me hayas dicho que fui el primero que te besó. Pues esa dicha es la más grande que tú me has dado, princesita de mi amor. Besos bonitos, los que nos damos con mucho amor, entre caricias y cariñitos, me llegan dentro
Hey,
del corazón.
what? That takes me pictures, We're not anything above that.
Si no te hubiera dado un beso, jamás sabrías de mi amor. Pero hoy que ya te he besado, ahora comprendes que no vives sin mi amor. Y siento orgullo que me hayas dicho que fue el primero que te besó. Pues esa dicha es la más grande que tú me has dado, princesita de mi amor. Besos bonitos, los que nos damos con mucho amor, entre caricias y cariñitos, me llegan dentro del corazón.
And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, you got a lot of comments there. They're a great, they're an amazing in person. Saw them back in December, says Vicky V. Um, Felipe Leal says, yeah, that sounds great. Getting a lot of heart
Thank
emojis
you,
and everything
thank
else.
you so much.
Luis Mendoza says, I'm loving this. Such a great song. And
What's
yeah,
up, Luisa? Thanks for tuning
Felipe
in.
says, "Hey, has that La Fiebre sound? Just add some horns." Yeah.
No, just add the horn. No, no, no. There's only one Kevin, baby. There's only one Kevin.
Yeah. It says Blanca. I don't know how to say your last name, sweetheart.
Saludos, Blanca Saavedra.
Saavedra. Yeah. Saludos a
Yeah,
todos
she's
desde
a fan from Monterrey. Saludos,
Saludos
Blanca.
Blanca. So, and then Michelle loves it. And D Ramirez. There you go.
Michelle.
D, thank you so very much for joining us. And which is from Victoria. My hometown is Port Lavaca. So
Okay, right down the
yeah.
road.
Oh, she's asking which band member is.
Quick band with Johnny, the drummer, Johnny Rodriguez, man. If you're a local musician or a DJ in the Victoria area, everybody knows Johnny. I mean, come on, everybody loves Johnny. We love him too, man. He's our drummer. Thanks, Johnny, for
Yeah,
being our drummer.
the heartbeat
Yes,
of the music, man. It's the drummer. Yeah.
sir.
So no, like I said, I really love it. The dynamics are really awesome. I love the dynamics of the song. Conjunto can be a little formulaic sometimes. You know, people can get lazy with conjunto sometimes, but the dynamics that you play it with, it's very clean. It's very good. You got great production on the song. Where did you get it recorded at?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you for bringing that
Good.
up. What do you call it? We have a friend of ours that used to be a roadie of ours back in the day, Rolando Saavedra, and he has a Midway studio there in McQueenie, Texas. He had been after trying to get us to go out there, and when we finally decided, let's do this, he said, "Come over here and record with me." So I want y'all to be one of my artists. I said, "Okay, man, let's do this." I said, I told him I want this. I want you to get a little progressive with the sound. You know what I mean? And specifically these next coming ones, just a lot of panning here and there, things like that. And I mean, we love the sound he gave us. I mean, how we recorded it was very unique. How he had it. He's a rock guy. He likes rock music, so he incorporated a lot of the way they
Yeah.
record into our production. And I think it gave us a very unique sound, and that's what we're looking for. Something that's different, as it is, we already have a unique sound, and I think that spawns from my brother playing the accordion. Like a lot of he likes to play norteño
Yeah.
type music. So when you hear him play, he's got that norteño feel. And then we got our drummer Johnny. He's a conjunto guy. He loves conjunto. You hear the drums,
Mhm.
you can hear that with the conjunto. And then I like to play the bajo more like a lead guitar on if you listen to some of my leads like on a
Yeah.
country or a rock with a lot of pentatonic. When you blend that all together, you get
Yeah, and
potente.
that's why I say there's a lot of dynamics in there. There's a lot of different sounds that are all coming together. It works really, really well. And I just you have to understand. I'm Native American, so Spanish is not my first language. I actually learned it in college, and so I have to. I hear the song first, but I have to translate it later. So it takes me longer to understand what it is that you're singing about, but I hear all the instruments and I hear the dynamics of the song. I hear how the structure of the song is before I hear the lyrics or understand the lyrics. And so that's the first thing that
Mhm.
hits me. And that's what I notice right away is how people play. And, because there's a big misnomer, especially now in today's age where it's, with music production software and everything else where they can just peak out everything. And sometimes too much is just exactly that, too much. You know, music's got to breathe. And what I love about it is that you have that variance that's in there. And it's really a wonderful, it's a great song. I really love that song. Yeah, it's a
Thank
great
you.
song. Juanita Reina, saludos desde Dallas, Texas. How are you doing, sweetheart? D. Ramirez, Midwave Studio. How are you doing?
Midway Studios, my friend. That's where
Yeah.
we record there with Rolando Taverna. I mean, like I said, we're very happy with what he's done, and we've got some other songs we're going to be doing. Hopefully, by the middle of this year, we'll group them all together. The songs, the singles that we're going to be putting out over the next few months. We'll group them together in an EP, and then we'll see where we go from there. These songs that you're hearing, if you go look and Blanca, she called me out, and I said, "Well, I've already said it, but you can go listen to." This is what I like about what we're doing right now. We're redoing songs from our very very first our debut album with Freddie Records. Unleashed was the name of
Mhm.
the CD. We're doing a lot of those songs so that people can hear the difference between Potente when they began and now this more polished version of Potente. So she texted me a couple nights ago and she says, "Look what I found. Mira lo que me encontré." Le dije, "Sí, ese es cuando me escuchaba como una ardilla. Ahora sí sé cantar un poquito mejor." A little bit better. So I sounded like a little squirrel back in those days. You know what I mean?
Well,
18,
yeah,
19 years
it's interesting to hear people when they sing because they talk different. Yeah,
up, Larry. How
when
you
you talk
doing?
and you sing are two totally different things. I always make the mention
Yeah.
of Michael Salgado. When you actually talk to Michael Salgado, he's got a very Western Texas accent. And
Yes.
for me, I tried to get rid of my accent for the longest time. I really worked hard on not having that Southern drawl. But when I get really tired, I can't help it. It just comes out, and so, either if I'm drunk or if I'm tired, I'm gonna sound like a total hick, So that's why it's just like, sorry guys.
You just gotta embrace
Yeah.
it. It's
Well,
okay, man. If people like you, they like you. If you're a good
yeah,
person, you're
well,
good,
when
man.
I was when the reason I did it was because I was a computer guy. I was a system administrator, and I did a lot of computer programming and everything else. And people would, first of all, they don't believe you because you're a person of color, and then on top of that, when you got a southern draw, then they really don't believe that you can do the work. And I mean, I'm like, honestly, I really can. I have 4 college degrees. I can really do the work. Um,
That's
Yeah,
good.
but they
Good
were like,
work.
I remember I went into this place in North Carolina, and I walked in because I was working on a automation software for a company of doctors for their billing. And when I walked in, I just had my backpack, and I was just with my laptop. And the lady, she goes, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Lawrence." And then she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she turns around and she gives me the trash can. All right. And I hold it like, "Oh, what am I gonna do with it?" She goes, It's around the corner, sweetheart."
Oh my goodness, dude.
I was like,
What did you
"Hmm."
say? How did you react
I
out of
was
that?
just like, I was dumbfounded. I was like, "This lady thinks I'm a janitor or something, man."
Oh my
Oh, that
goodness.
was funny as hell.
Oh, dude. I would have known. I would have said, man, that ain't me. I'm sorry. And then kind of walk off. I mean, how do you I don't even know. I mean, that's an awkward position to
Well,
be
the
in.
the
I'm
the
telling
guy
you.
that hired me, he walks down and he sees me holding this trash can. I was like, she thinks I'm the janitor. He's like, you do realize he's probably the smartest guy in this building right now.
Oh, dude, really, dude.
I was like, I didn't know what to do with the trash can. Sorry, here you go. but
I would have just given it
but
right
that
back
was
to her.
just that's but people have this perception of what a, a geeky tech guy is, and but that's just for me. I laugh about it because I'm like,
That's they're
yeah.
stereotyping, and unfortunately, that's the world we live in. I don't care businesses do it, we do it. Where I work, it's a stereotyping. For the most part, it's like that, but sometimes it's not, and sometimes you get in trouble. And if you're on the other end, you apologize to that
Mhm.
person because that's what you can do. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, but be sincere in your apology, and that's all you can do in their thing because people stereotype. Unfortunately, it's the world we
They
live in.
don't pay attention. That's all. Luisa
No,
Mendoza, she says the energy y'all bring is addicting. Larry Diaz, saludos
thank
desde
you.
San Antonio, and
Larry Diaz is my classmate. We graduated in Carn City. Thank you, Larry, so much for tuning in, man. I remember I haven't seen Larry in a while since on our buddies, but I'm glad I'll tag him in. He'll like a lot of my
that's
stuff.
awesome.
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
Larry. Thank you, man. I hope you're
thank you
doing
for
well.
joining us, Larry. I really do appreciate you. Hector and Cristina Morales says, "Get it, Anthony. Get it."
Hector is a DJ, man. I've met him several years back in Laredo, man. He's really good. He helps a lot of the bands. He used to work on the radio stations. He's a local DJ there, man. He's wonderful people. Him and his family, they're all wonderful people, and he keeps up with us. Thank you, Hector, so much.
Yeah, that's good to have, that base. You know what I noticed is y'all guys have a lot of throwback when you're on stage, like the throwback 90s clothes and everything else, which is I was like, what, that's the look that they're going for. It's consistent, it's who you are. Yeah, and
Yes, it
and that's
is.
that's a good thing. I remember talking to Ruben Ramos, and I asked him if he had any comments for a new artist, and he's like, just do that. And I was like, what is that? He goes, whatever you decide for it to be, you just do that and do it consistently. Because if you're constantly changing and all this other stuff, people don't know who you are. They have to relearn who you are. But once they know who you are, be consistent with who you are. And that,
Well, see, I try to get people to understand that about every band because I had this promoter that I've been talking with throughout last year from Mexico, and he comes back with this, oh, we want Potente, the 90. I mean, he wants the 96, 97 version. I'm sorry, I can't sing on that, bro.
that's a,
You know what I mean? That ain't gonna happen. I don't care, even if you wanted me to. I can't, and I don't want
mm,
to. I said, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it out there. Everybody looking. I wasn't very good in those days. Okay, But today I can sing, and I know I'm not comparing myself to anybody, but I know go listen to the '95 version of Besos Bonitos and listen to this one 30 years later. You're gonna say, "Wow!" If you didn't know it was the same guy singing, you, you would say that's not the same guy. So big strides. That's
Yeah,
hard work. But I said, as far as my look, the look, I like this look. I mean, we like the '80s. My brother and I, we're kids at heart. We like the Transformers. We like the Thundercats. You remember those? I mean, come on, the iconic, the Pac-Mans, the Mario Brothers. We love that. You look at our video. My wife bought us. Imagine my wife is shopping for us, man. You guys look great in this. Look at the Mario, Luigi. You and Junior can put them on. And I said, "Cool, buy them." We wore them on the video, man. So it's like a very colorful, bold. Our sound is that way. We're very energetic. It all kind of goes together. I don't know if you've seen the shoes, man. The shoes
I
are the
didn't
big
get to
thing.
see the shoes, but I mean, it's
They
a
light
oh
up.
yeah, that's right. I saw a picture of yeah, they
They
light up,
light up.
but it's a
Yes.
consistent look and
No,
it's good. I mean, I
because now it comes to the point where people are looking at they call it potente sneakers. I even had a lady, Johnny told me, he says, "Man, there's this lady, man, she bought some in Victoria." I said, "You know what? I don't know what her name is. She went to a dance we did in November." I said, "If she bought them, she goes, we're gonna have a show here on Saturday in Victoria with the Conjunto cast." I told Johnny, if you can get a message to her and tell her if she shows up with her husband, I'll pay their
right,
interest. But you gotta wear the shoes so that we can take the
right, so
pictures.
that we
Say,
can all
man,
be together,
it's over. It's spreading. The lighter shoes are spreading, man.
right?
But it's synonymous. Our look is what you're saying. The promoter said, "Man, that's not really the conjunto look." I said, "Really?" I said, "The zoot suits from
Yeah,
the Garcia
yeah,
brothers, the zoot suits, and then you got the crazy pimps. I love the way they
yeah,
dress, but only they can pull that off."
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's their look, and I love both of those looks because it's loud, it's bold, and but most conjuntos they don't dress like that, but that's their look.
That's
This is
you
our look.
cannot. I mean, Mingo Salazar, the way he was, you know him. You knew him
Yeah,
from far away. You didn't have to hear him sing. You just knew who he was. You know, there's Steve Jordan. There's another one that you just by looking at him, you knew who
yeah,
he was, and
yeah. Their look.
that's your look. And then keep with it. I really like it. I was just making sure that you were that was you did that on purpose. Vivian
Oh yeah.
Chavez says hello, Indio. Hey, Vivian, thank you so very much for joining us. Monica Castilleja. I hope I said that right. I just did a bit of
All right, sounds about right.
Potente. Wow, haven't heard them in forever. So glad they're still at it. Saludos desde Abilene, Texas. Hey, girlfriend, you're right here in my backyard. I'm in San Angelo, so we're not too far away. So thank you so very much for joining us. Don't forget the Indio also has a Roku channel. Yeah, we are our own Roku channel, and it also has his own merch. Yes, I do. Check it out. Bam. That's like that. Yeah.
Whoa, I like
Yeah,
that.
I have caps and all this other stuff. I always, you know, I brought when I was in Vegas at the Tejano convention, I brought 25 shirts with me, and I've already done it like 3 years in a row. My intent was to sell them, but this lady she came up, hey, aren't you Indio? Can I take a picture with you? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I gave her a shirt, and then next thing you know, I gave them all out in like an hour. Dude. It didn't last
Oh,
very long.
oh yeah, so
So
quickly. Mhm. Because the fans are your fans, and you feel a connection when they know you, man. That's a special thing. It's a special bond when somebody, and that's one of the things that I referred the reference to on the last interview is the impact that we had, and we had such a long break. We have such a unique story, to play several years on the front end, then take off 15
uh-huh.
plus years, and then finish off the career. It's a very unique story. You don't see that too much. But one of the things that I was blown away when we went to the fanfare in, I think it was 2021, the first year that they had it after the
Yeah.
COVID. We went, just the guys. We weren't playing. We're just me, Junior, and Johnny walking around. The artists that were there, like, dude, potente, and they're taking pictures, and I'm like, we didn't think we made that big of an impact. For us, it was like, hey, yeah, somebody, but I mean, people remember us, bands. They're like, dude, I'm now that we're officially back, so to speak. People are seeing us. I'm realizing the impact we had, not just on the fans, but on the artists. And I'm like, that's a special thing. We didn't realize the impact we had. So many years later, it feels so good to when they tell us thank you. That I mean, we're glad that you guys are back to see y'all performing, do what you
Yeah,
do.
that's one of the great
Thanks for the
things
show.
of y'all guys. and other bands as well. You don't realize the impact that you have until you come back and see it again. The newer kids, they don't really see it as much because they're mostly interactive. They're not out there performing as much as some of the old school guys. And that's not a disparity. I mean, that's, I'm not trying to be disparaging, rather, but it is the case. But how awesome is it that, man, you've been out as long as you have been, and then here you go, and people are remembering your songs, people are dancing to your music, and people are like, dude, man, these guys are awesome, they're still awesome right now, and that kind of stuff. It's really endearing to have your fans still there, and remembering you, and that's the wonderful thing. And that's why we do what we do here. That's why I make sure that we have a great show for the fans, so that way they can have a place they can count on to come back to every time, and know that they're going to get quality work. And we're going to talk to people like you guys, like Potente, and get the real information out there. And then they can say, "Oh, Potente's coming out with another song. Check it out." You know what I'm saying? And be abreast of all the
Yes.
news and information. And that's very important, because not everybody is in tune, because there's so many different social platforms. Well, like I told you,
Mhm.
we're on 7 different ones. Rick Balder, real quick. Well, Rick Balderrama says, Indio. By the way, Rick has this song that he wrote for his brother, Hermanito Mio. It's off the chain. I love that song. Uh, if you listen to it and understand the lyrics, it's going to make you cry every time. Hilda says, I can't say Monica Castelleja either. Monica says, I did say it right, and we are neighbors. That's cool.
Yes, you did.
Robert Martinez, saludos de Oklahoma. Thank you so very much, brother. Thank you so very much for joining
Oklahoma.
us. I really do appreciate it. Anthony, you're doing a great job. See, Y-
Thank you, Michelle. I
yeah, there
appreciate
you
that.
go.
Thank you for
Uh,
supporting us. I mean, it means a lot.
B says, I asked to take a picture with Indio. He said 25 cents. No, brother. I asked for $1. Everybody likes it. I
No,
appreciate the
you
one that
start by
jingles.
asking for a dollar, then you give a T-shirt. Then you give a T-shirt. That's where you end
Yeah,
up, right?
I appreciate the kind that jingles, but I want the kind that folds.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Oh yes,
Ay, ay,
brother.
ay.
So where y'all going to be playing next, man? Where's the next place where we can find you, where we can perform you?
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's something that I want to touch on. The past few years, you've seen some videos out there of us performing here and there, but it's nothing really committed. But this year, we're looking to expand and get to some better venues. This weekend, we're gonna get to play with Conjunto Cats. It's gonna be a pleasure to meet those guys. I keep up with them. They remind me so much of us when we
Mm,
started. The young guys with a lot of energy, fiery, and I've been wanting to meet those guys. I got the chance to meet Nathan that year that we went to the fanfare, but I didn't get to meet Zeke and Art and Diego. So it's going to be a pleasure to meet them guys. And then a couple weeks later, here on I think it's the first, yeah, it's the first weekend of February. We're going to play with Jaime de Anda there in Kingsville. I mean, I haven't seen him in years. He shot me a message and he says, "Man, it's gonna be good to catch up." I said, "Heck yeah!" I've always been great friends since back in the days we met Jaime. I mean, we were big, huge fans of Jaime when we were both recording with Freddie back in the late '90s. So it's been at least I'd say it's 8, 9 years since I saw him here in Alice. So it's gonna be good to catch up to him. And then we just take one at a time. We usually like to perform every 30 to 45 days. So that gives us we have another gig, a private in the middle of February, and then right now I'm going to be looking into getting something in March and April. Like I said, we don't want to gig every week because it's just for us it's the grind. It'll ruin our energy, and I think the energy is what you see some of the people that are saying they're energetic, the energy is ridiculous. It's because when we get up there, extrañamos el escenario. We want to get up there and perform, and that's how, like, I'm a little sick right now. I'm hoping that I don't get any worse from here to Saturday, because when I can't sing good, man, it affects my energy. But the show must roll on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and take some NyQuil here
right,
and
definitely.
some Vicks and everything, whatever I can do. And I've been wearing a mascara everywhere I go, so I breathe in the dew and stuff. Hey, when you get old, man, come on,
Yeah,
you got to take
that's
care of
true.
yourself.
And with the price of eggs, you can't get that. You
You can't get the huevo to
you can't do that one.
curarte.
I remember the first time I saw that, and I told my wife, I was like, "What is that?" And she's like, "It's for the ojo," and I was like.
lo están curando de ojo.
The eye? She's like, "Yeah, like the evil
Ay,
eye." And I
ay,
was like,
ay.
"But what does an egg have to do with it?" She's like, "It's a
Hey,
thing, Lauren, stop."
Lawrence, it takes somehow the rubbing of the egg on your body. And no, have you ever seen what they do with it
I
afterwards?
no, I
Have you ever
didn't
seen?
I
No, no. Well, check this out. Well, you okay? Or it depends. If they make ojo, right? Because I had a curandera that we used to go to back in the day. Ya falleció hace muchos años. But when we were young, nos curaba todo el tiempo. My dad, vamos a llevar la chaverita. Boom. So here we go. I'm 8, 9 years old. And there's the guy. Ahí está el huevo. And then she would crack it and put it in a glass with water. And depending on how the white stuff would come off on it, she would tell you if it was a guy who give you ojo or a woman who made you ojo. Only she knew that because obviously, I mean, what are you supposed to say? Pues, ¿quién me dijo? ¿Quién me hizo ojo?
right.
Era un hombre. And she would describe him like, I guess. You know what I mean? And then a couple of days later, you feel good.
Yeah.
She would charge us $20. We give her $20. Hey, I was good. But to see, to look at how the egg, the yolk
Yeah.
comes out, not the yolk, the little white around it, and what do you call it? She knew it was a guy or a girl. I'm like, okay, man, I'm gonna believe you on this one because I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's
But that's what
there is
happened.
a lady who once she wanted to touch my hair because I'm Native American, and she said so that way she wouldn't give me ojo, but in my culture it is disrespectful for anyone outside of my family. My only the females that are related to me can touch my hair. So
Okay.
when I get it trimmed, I have a cousin who comes down from Lubbock to get it trimmed. I can't just
Oh,
go to like a
yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
it's just a cultural thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a culture
it's
thing.
not. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, we don't get sick or anything.
No, no, but it's what you believe. Like you said, you started off with talking about who believes in your religion or whatever. Heck, no, man. Don't everybody has their thing and
Well,
respect
I
it,
mean,
man.
it's not my religion. It's just kind of my cultural,
Yeah,
what we,
your
yeah,
culture
what we
thing, yeah.
pass
But
down and stuff like
on
that.
the
But it's
line.
interesting that that whole egg thing just threw me for a loop. I was like, okay, well, now that the eggs are expensive, you got to cut down on the ojo thing, man. Y'all guys
Yeah,
don't,
no, you can't be
yeah,
rolling a couple of them every day
serious, or
on you.
else people are going to start putting it on layaway, man. You know what? I'm going to buy all the eggs so that way. No, I just kidding. But no, it's cool that you are still keeping that throwback and doing it. Moving forward with all of your music, and you know, it's. I don't want to say that it's better. It's just a different version of y'all guys, because I think it was great back then, and you're always going to be your worst critic. You have fans. Obviously, your fans thought you were really awesome, and that's why they followed you. But I think it's great music. I think that you guys are really awesome. That's why I didn't even hesitate when as Gavino asked
Gavino.
me if I wanted to interview you guys. I was like, yeah, sure, man. I love the music, and this platform, that's what this is for. All good music needs to be heard. I don't believe in the radio station dictating what an audience should be listening to.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense. The people should decide, not me.
I agree.
Because I don't know, you know, I don't know what if I like is what everybody else is like. That doesn't make any sense. Let the people decide. So let them do their thing, and that's the way it should be. In my eyes, that's the way it should be. And uh, uh, but it's really really good. Now I wanted to remind people that if they do want to get a hold of you, you do have a Facebook page, and that we can go ahead and go to the Potente Facebook
Look
page.
at that, man. Dude, you are a little
Yes,
computer
too.
genius,
Look at
man.
There's a QR code
You are a
right
computer
there. Or let me put
genius.
it this way: is the QR code, so
Yeah,
that way you can go ahead and.
man. I like this show. This is great, dude. You
Man,
gotta get some
who
more
is
of
that
this, man.
Indio? He's
Gotta
so
get some
fancy.
wow. Dude, that's awesome.
He must have gotten his what is it? Dadgummit. He got a refund check already.
I got it. Already.
Uh,
Ay, ay, ay. Saludos, Easy. What's up? There's my other Bajo player right there,
Izzy,
Easy.
Izzy
He's tuning
Perez,
in, man.
saludos,
Thank
brother,
you.
my brother from another man. Oh, front man. Puro,
From Puro
puro,
Potente, front man,
how are
Puro
you doing,
Potente.
Easy? Thank you so very much for joining us. And Rory Ann Smith, how are you doing, Rory? Hey, my friend, how are you doing, sweetheart? Rory has a podcast that they do. Rory, put down when your show is on, so that way we can send it over. It's in San Antonio. It comes out of San Antonio. They do it live at a eatery there in San Antonio, but it's very well based on, like a whole bunch of things. They talk about football, they talk about new things, and it's always good to get different perspectives on what's happening in your city, so that way you'll know what's going on. I know when I go, and actually, Rick, I'm sorry if you're still here. I'm going to tell the story. But Rick Balderrama is a really good friend of mine, and as a matter of fact, a lot of times when I go to San Antonio, I'll stay at Rick's house, and we've been spending a lot of time together because we were shooting this music video and everything else. And Rick was like, "Hey, let's go eat." And I was like, "Yeah, we'd go eat." But good God Almighty, I was like, "Man, you're Mexican. Aren't you tired of Mexican food?" Actually,
Ay,
what
ay,
I said
ay.
was like, "Hey, Rick, have you ever heard of Italian food or, or Chinese food?"
Hey, he likes
I,
what he
that's,
likes, man. It's all
I
good,
just
bro.
can't put it together. I was like, what the hell? Vivian says it's
Ay, ay,
magic in
ay.
New York. Yes, it is magic in New York. Even I have the sound effect for it. Monica says, I was just going to ask that if anyone wants to book their info. Yes, there's the info, sweetheart. There, I just passed it on, but I will put it up again here in a minute because I wanted to play another song. Y'all guys, the last one that you did before, Hombre Muerto, that's a great song. Tell me about that song and how it came about, brother.
Well, dude, this is one of our once again, this was a song that back in the days, it was a bigger hit for us back in like in 90, early 97,
Mhm.
something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And in Monterrey, it was a big hit. It was a song that was written by Alvaro Torres, and then Boy Luzano had recorded it there at Freddie Records, and we would get a lot of our music. The John and Little Freddie and Big Freddie, they would just pass the songs that they had there, and they wanted us to do this song, so we kind of did it our way, man, and it came out really good. And I wanted to, I love to sing that song, specifically today that I can sing so much better. So I said I want to re-record it. So I re-recorded it, and the voice I wanted the people to hear how I sound today. Like you said, there's fans that want to hear me the way I used to, and then there's people that really enjoy the way it comes out today. So, but the lyrics are so powerful. That's why I wanted to, and then we did a video on it. I really enjoyed doing the video. We never got to do videos
Yeah,
back in the
they were
day
real
because
expensive.
Freddie hadn't, yeah, that and Freddie hadn't really committed to the videos. That's how long back we go. You know what I mean? It was about a year and a half after our peak where they started doing a lot of music videos, and so we missed that window. And I was so happy to work, and that's the first video that Danielle and Denise from Meches Music did with us, and I really enjoyed it. So they're gonna be doing all our videos from now
That's
on.
awesome. I do music videos as well. Last year I think I
Oh,
did like 19 music videos last year.
wow, you stay
Well,
busy.
it's a labor of love, and you
Important.
love what you do and you just do it. And I my perspective is a little different because most of my cameras that I have are cinema cameras. I don't use DSLRs, and so they're bigger cameras, more expensive cameras. But I just love what I do, so it's all good. Michelle, by the way, says Anthony is so cool. Hey, what about me, girlfriend? No, just kidding.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate
Well,
it,
let's go
Michelle.
ahead and take a listen to Hombre Muerto. It's a great song from Grupo Potente. That's Anthony from Potente right there. I am NDO. This is Cuba Radio.
Poco te importa el dolor que me causas, que nunca pensé que tú fueras así. Ya dado mi vida y ahora te marchas, sabiendo que te amo y que muero sin ti. Esperas que entienda sereno y con calma que la vida sigue contigo sin ti. Cuando en un momento me has matado el alma, no sé cómo quieres que me sienta feliz. Soy un hombre muerto por dentro, ya no siento amor ni ilusión. Has puesto veneno en mis sentimientos y en el corazón. Soy un hombre muerto por dentro, eso es lo que has hecho de mí. Qué sangre tan fría y qué suerte la mía enamorarme de ti. Esperas que entiendas sereno y con calma que la vida sigue contigo sin ti. Cuando en un momento me has matado el alma, no sé cómo quieres que me sienta feliz. Soy un hombre muerto por dentro, ya no siento amor ni ilusión. Has puesto veneno en mis sentimientos y en el corazón. Soy un hombre muerto por dentro, eso es lo que has hecho de mí. Qué sangre tan fría y qué suerte la mía enamorarme de ti. Y qué suerte la mía enamorarme de ti. Y qué suerte la mía enamorarme de ti.
Nice. You had the throwback moves in there and everything.
Yes, you know me, man. Look, just
Yeah,
taking it
yes,
rise up a
yes,
little bit
like a
here.
little MJ to make it all
Hey,
happen.
I'm in my studio here. I got Michael Jackson all around me, man. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, man. I think he's the best of all time. It's my opinion, and I said I'm gonna go. Hey, I only live
Yeah,
once. That's what I like to do. So I try to put a little bit of that in. Depending, Hombre Muerto live. Depending if I'm playing that song early or in the middle. When I play it in the middle, I'll do the little skit. But if I play it early, I'm not
yeah.
into it
You don't.
quite
You haven't.
yet. So I'll
You
just
haven't
go with how I
loosened
want
up
to play.
yet. That's what.
That's right. But when I play it, if I want to do it, like this weekend, it's scheduled in the middle of that set. I'm gonna go off stage. The guys are gonna play a couple songs. I'm gonna get in my costume and then get up and then do my
Yeah.
thing. It's
Oh, yeah.
entertainment, man. We
It's
we all
always a
have a good
show.
time
That
with
was
it.
one of the things that I always try to push. Entertainment. That's what
Thank
we
you.
are. We're entertainment. Up until COVID. Before COVID, all other disasters, whether it was outbreak, whether it was flood or anything else, or even the stock market crash, entertainment never got affected by it. Yeah, during the Great Depression in the late 20s and early 30s, movies were still being made and people still went to the movies. Uh,
Of course.
but well, COVID was the only one that decimated everything. But people, they want to be entertained, and the better the show is, the better people are going to want to go. And there's some people that don't have to have it. Like David Lee, got to say he's not going to be dancing up there. He'll do his
No.
show. Jay Pettis is not going to be dancing anywhere. Oh, good Lord, I don't want him dancing anywhere.
Well,
But
dude, everybody
yeah,
has their own
yeah,
dynamic, what they do. You
mhm,
know what I mean? And I'm a colorful character. I think you
yeah,
can see
just
that, man. I'm energetic. I'm out there. That's what I like. If you look at the videos, specifically this new one, because it's a performance video. My wife was looking at, we're watching it, and said, "It's funny how each one of y'all has your own
mhm,
character." Say, "You're the loud one." It's just, I mean, you're out there. Said, "Yeah." And my brother says, "Well, if you weren't like that, it wouldn't be you." My brother's a little more reserved, and then you got Johnny. I mean, it's hard to get a smile out of him. And then, well, Daniel, he's just like just chilling, real cool. But we all have our own little personalities, and that's cool because you get all the fans. There are some fans who like that
yeah,
loud person, and some of them don't like that loud person. Man, he's a little over the top for me. This is a guy who I like. I think he's cool. His demeanor and how he is. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's good to have different
And it's and
personalities.
it's and it's not to once again, not to say anything bad, but I mean it is what it is, and it's wonderful that you're out there putting out a product that people are going to enjoy because it's something that you don't normally get. That's what makes you different,
Yeah,
and that's why you people, y'all should go. As a matter of fact, real quick, Vivian Chavez says, "Hey, great video, song, and vocals, Anthony." So she enjoyed it.
thank
Thank you
you,
so very
Vivian.
much, Vivian Chavez. Vivian Chavez. So, but yeah, if y'all guys want to hear Potente in your area, in your neck of the woods, regardless of where you're at, tell your promoter, tell the club owner, just go up there and tell them, hey, look, man, you know what? These guys Potente, they're awesome. You need to have them here. The reason I say that is because they are bringing the same guys over and over again because they don't know what you want. They're only guessing.
That's right.
And the last time they brought this guy down and they made some money, so that's why they're going to bring him down again. But if
Of
you
course,
tell them we want to
business.
see this, then they're gonna go and bring them because they know some people want them, and that's how it happens. The number one way you can help your favorite band and keep the Hano alive is to go to their shows and buy their merch. Okay. And the way to get to their shows is to have them come by. Tell the promoters, tell the clubs, hey, Sasuke, these guys are awesome. Tell them, look it up, let them listen to it because they'll see quality sound and a great show, quality perspective, and then they'll say, hey, you know what? Let's bring them up here, and that's how it all begins. We can only level up together. That's the only way we can do it. So that's where
Yep.
your part comes in. And plus, also, hey, by the way, do y'all have any merch that y'all sell or anything else?
I do. I have a site. If anybody's interested, just DM me and I'll send you the site. I have. It's a cool site where I don't necessarily have the merchandise. You just get on there, order what you want. I have a catalog there. I got some T-shirts, some jackets, got a little bit of everything on there. You know what I mean? And you can order directly there, and they'll ship it directly to your house. So it's a lot of cool stuff. It's basically with this picture that you see behind me. That's the picture that's on everything here. Towards the middle of the year, I'll update all that and I'll update the merchandise. I'll keep this line up for a while. I have some nice towels that I just made with this picture behind me. It's real cool. I always buy the guys' towels when I make a new
Yeah,
towel. I get a gig. I'll go to the gig and they're looking at me, man. I say, yeah, I've already given y'all about half a dozen towels, man. But y'all are my boys, so I don't care. But you can buy them on, like I said, if anybody's interested, just message me directly and I'll send you the link where you can go and you can buy whatever's on there. There's about 30 or 40 items on there you can choose from.
that's awesome, man. How do you DM them? Well, you can go to their
There
to their
you
Facebook
go.
page. That's how you can go ahead and send them a message.
And you're going to have to tell me how you do that, man. Come on,
It's,
man.
it's
Magical.
magical. It's me and the Wizard of Oz are the only one.
Hey, hey, and you even, watch out, you even had it glowing
Uh-huh.
around there.
Yeah, it'll
I'm
it'll
like,
it'll
dude,
come
that's
up.
cool.
Look, there's the shine, and here comes the glow that comes around here in a little bit. And then also has that phone number there that you can call at 361-720-1535. Mira nomás. That's how we do things, brother.
Mira
That's how we do
nomás.
things. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Heck yeah, I
So we've
love it.
come to the part of the show where we give you we give you the floor, brother. You can say your shout outs, your thank yous, and let whatever it is that you want to do. It's just you by yourself. I'm going to go ahead and bow out for a second and just go ahead and share with the community whatever it is that you want to, bro.
Primeramente, Lawrence, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, Gavino, for getting me this interview and the interviews that you've got me in the past and the ones you're going to give me in the future, man. It's great to be working with Gavino, and I hope that we can keep it going. For everybody who tuned in and left their wonderful comments, thank you so much. It means a great deal to have everybody, the people that have tuned in and leave good comments and great comments. It feels good, and we do this for the fans, not just for us that we feel good, but we love to perform for the fans that love our music, for all the families, our families that support us. I know it's difficult a lot of times because we can be kind of stubborn, and we're just our mind in one thing, music, music, music. But those of you who are musicians know what, or if you're married to a musician or you're dating a musician, you know what that means. It's you just can't escape it. I tried getting away from it for 15 years, and I couldn't run from it. So now here I am embracing it. Hopefully, God gives me a few more years with the guys, and we can perform. We treat every show like it's our last. To my mom, thank you for tuning in. My sister, I don't know if she got to tune in, but she'll be seeing this. Monica, what's up? The guys in the band and all their families, thank you for tuning in, and just thank you so much, everybody.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just a reminder, he's got some shows coming up. Make sure you go check it out with the Conjunto Cats and with Jaime Dianda. You make sure you go and check those out. The best way to support them is to go out and buy their merch and take care of these guys. And so go out there and get yourself a T-shirt or a cap or whatever that they have available there. I do have caps and I do have T-shirts of myself. I mean, for Kilvo Radio as well. So y'all guys can order from me as well. Um, I don't know how to sell. I'm not a good salesman, man. You know, I'm just
But that makes two of us, man. Hey, I'm the same way. You know what? I perform. That's what I do. I make music, and I'm good
uh,
at it. Just don't tell me to sell, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not my thing. I don't have I don't have the personality to sell. Not
I
me.
just can't. I don't know, but I mean, I like my radio station. I don't even sell the advertisement. I have a company that does it for me, so that way I don't have to call
Yeah,
anybody.
I hear you. I hear you.
But at first, it really sucked because at the beginning it was like, "Do you have mesothelioma?" You know, it's like, "Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction?" You're like, "Oh man, come on." You know, that
Ay,
sucked.
ay,
But now
ay.
it's like, Coca Cola and Chevy and Ford and all of them. So I'm like, okay, I can breathe now. Now I have good, real commercials that, major companies and stuff like that. Uh,
That's
Adan says,
good.
hey, this is cool. I watched the video, Hombre Muerto. Great voice, great talent, Potente. There you go. That's awesome.
Thank you, Adam. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, Adam. Thank you for tuning in.
Vivian says, God bless you and yours, Anthony. Michelle
Igualmente,
Michelle
Vivian. Thank
says
you.
it's thank you, Anthony. Vivian says it's magic. I say Indio.
It's magic, I say.
No, hey guys, thank you so very much for joining us, man. Hey brother, this is your house, man. Whenever you want to come back, come back, bro. At any time,
I
man.
appreciate it. Thank you so
Yeah. So
much.
we are here to share the news and information, and if you got anything that you want to share, you know you got my information. Just give me a call and I'll be here to help out. I'm here to help out. That's my job. It's just to be here to help out and help, keep the music alive and keep it all alive. So
Man, I hope one day I hope we can meet. I like to meet people in person. I know this is
mhm.
good. Now I know you. If I run into you somewhere, run into you one day somewhere to meet you in person, I love meeting people in person. It sticks with you
Oh
more. You know
yeah.
what I mean? When you shake somebody's hand, you say, "Hey, how you doing, man? It's so good to see you." That I mean, maybe today in today's world where this is very normal, it's okay. But I like to meet people in
I'll tell
person.
you
It's
something. I'll tell you
none.
something funny. I usually have my hair back when I do these interviews. Now I was at
Yeah.
Toys for Tejanitos and I had my hair down for it. And is she still here? I don't know if she's still here. Let's see here. Yeah, Hilda. Hilda came up to me, and I'm standing there, and she texted me because we were supposed to meet up, and she's like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "I'm here. Just come on up to the front." And she was looking around, and I knew who she was, and I said, "Hey," and then she's like, "Hi." She didn't. She just looked at me and said, "Hi." And she goes, "Hey, I'm looking for NDO. Do you know who he is?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's a jerk, man. You want?"
Hey, what did you do? Did you put
And
it
I
out
was
like
like, "You don't want to talk
that?
to that guy, man. That guy sucks." She goes, "Really? Yeah, it's me. I'm India." See, here she goes
Hey,
already.
totally different
It's the
look.
truth, girlfriend. It's a good. It's the truth. Conjunto Prestigio in the house. Hey, saludos.
Saludos,
Hey, brother, man. Hey,
prestigio.
you know what? You should give me a call, man, so that we can get you on the show. I don't think I've interviewed you guys too. So
No, no,
yeah,
no, no. I like the way they
yeah,
dress, man. They're cool cats. We met them in the Dallas area, man. They were real cool. They came to support us. They're fans, and like I said, I like to watch the way they dress. It's a unique way. You got to watch these guys
yeah.
dress, man. They're cool. I love
Yeah,
them.
Hilda says, "I'm taller than you." Of course, you were wearing heels, woman.
You were healed.
No, she's considerably taller than I am. Hey, man, thank you so very much, Anthony. I really do appreciate you being here, brother, man. I really do.
No,
I
no
hope you
problem,
get
man.
better, and if you need anything, this is your
Yes,
house. We're going to go ahead and leave you with Besitos Bonitos so that way you guys can check out that song once again. Remember, you can stream it on Spotify. You can stream it on, it's better that you stream it on Tidal because they get more on their royalties. And if you are a new band, or if you know of a band or a new artist that wants to get their music heard, go ahead and send it in to me, admin at QVORadio.net. QVO Radio is a fully accredited radio station with ASCAP BMIC 6 SOCOR. We have all of our licenses so that way, we can take care of the people as well. With that being said, thank you so very much, brother. I want you to stick around just a little bit so we can take care of some radio business. And
got it.
but for y'all, if today wasn't your day, if you were having a bad day today, just remember every day planes take off against the wind. You matter. You are loved. And we'll see y'all. Be human to each other. Be kind. And thank you so very much for joining us. This is Besito Lindos. That is the one and only Anthony from Grupo Potente. And we're going to go ahead and leave you. I'm Indio here on Cubo Radio. It goes like this.
Si no te hubiera dado un beso, jamás sabrías de mi amor. Pero hoy que ya te he besado, ahora comprendes que no vives sin mi amor. Y siento orgullo que me hayas dicho que fui el primero que te besó. Pues esa dicha es la más grande que tú me has dado, princesita de mi amor. Besos bonitos, los que nos damos con mucho amor. Entre caricias y cariñitos me llegan dentro del corazón. Si no te hubiera dado un beso, jamás sabrías de mi amor. Pero hoy que ya te he besado, ahora comprendes que no vives sin mi amor. Y siento